Ben ik nu, ja, oké, goed, ik geloof dat ik nu dan live ben. Ja, oké, hij loopt. Net wilde hij niet, maar nu wel, oké. Nou, ik heb net op Runes and Magic, I just told on Runes and Magic, I was talking about a new rune journey. And I often go on a rune journey at night. Um, there, somehow I find inspiration to do so. I will not tell you the whole story now, but it is a powerful way to come to understanding. This time we are going on a rune journey towards the spear of destiny. So at the end of this journey, we will receive a spear. And with this spear, we can throw this spear to reach our goals. It is very powerful. Anyway, when we go on this journey, we have to think about our steps, step by step, and go real deep. And we will receive the power of the ancestors. We will receive the help of the ancestors. We call it in, and we call in the help of the runes and the gods inside of the runes. Of course, it was Odin who offered himself to himself at the Yggdrasil, the tree of life, and it is mythology. Yes, it is. So it is a way of we need to free ourselves from the mind, and we have to step into the reality of mythology, which is working with imagination. So we have to imagine this God, this uh, some of the gods, who is God himself. In a way, it's like Jesus, but it's a different mythology. So Odin is the father of the gods, and he is God himself. So he comes to the Yggdrasil, the world tree that connects the nine worlds, that connects everything. So here he took a long journey to come at this Yggdrasil, this world tree, and there he hangs himself, and he takes his spear Gungnir in his heart. He pierces his heart, and he offers himself to himself. So there's a small part of him, and there's the great part of him, and he cannot die. But then he hangs there for 9 days and 9 nights, and then he receives the wisdom of the runes. So he also gives himself to the runes. Maybe we can recognize Odin in the Ansus rune. I will make a little drawing if you don't know. This is the rune. There's different ways of writing this rune. Of course, this is the Ansus rune here. Um, Ansus is also the mouth, and it is also the Aesir. It's also the gods. So for me, the mouth and the gods connected. It's the gods are talking. It's easy to read that rune like that. The gods are talking. Anyway, so maybe that's the Odin of the rune of Odin, but it's the rune of the Aesir. But now we are going on a new rune journey, and at the end we will receive the spear of destiny. We already receive everything. There is no reason to go on a journey, but while we are here, why not? We are on a journey anyway. So there is not a real goal. The journey is the goal. So let's have fun. When we go on this journey, we will place these runes. We have like there's 24 runes of the all of the Elder Futhark, and then there's 9 runes of the are added by the Anglo-Saxon runes, and we will use 33 runes, which is a nice number. Anyway, we will place these runes like energy fields inside ourselves, around ourselves, and also like a central focus. And in this way we will activate energies in our energy field. And the gods, each rune is like a living being. Sometimes it's just a line or a couple of lines, but sometimes we can, when we go into this reality of the runes, this kind of two-dimensional reality, we move into the third dimension, and then we might enter the multi-dimension. And in this multi-dimension, there's the gods, and everything is possible. And there's many myths we can work with. There's many gods around this planet, in this planet, the planet itself, we can work with. For me, I am probably mostly Germanic. So for me, somehow the Germanic traditions, they work the best in my roots and in my body. Although I am raised a Christian, my parents were Christians, and I believed what they believed when I was a little boy. So I guess we all have carry some things, some parts with us, some values of Christianity, and some are really valuable, like love and forgiveness. But anyway, back to the runes. So we go. It's I experience this as being really powerful. I do it very often to um, visualize the runes around me, and they empower me. And many times the gods will speak through this visualization, and at night I come into a deep trance, and I find more inspiration. And I would like to share this with you. So, in the end, for the last step, I will ask a little offering from you. Anyway, but then the journey is almost over. I hope you enjoy the journey. Earlier on, we started rowing with the rune boat when we went on a journey, and it's nice. I do my qigong every day just to keep fit and also work with the energies and with the flow of the energies. And the water lagus, the rune lagus, the water rune, the rune of the lake is very powerful, and it's really good to go with the flow. Anyway, I read somewhere like the old Germanic people, they loved it when the Yggdrasil was always close to the water, because the Yggdrasil needs the water. And in this rune journey, I did already the journey last night. I discovered like Lagus and Eiwas, the rune of the yew tree, which most probably is the Yggdrasil, the ever living green, the evergreen tree. Anyway, it's a very powerful tree in the ancient Germanic traditions. So here, this is your homework for today. It's very easy. But, to learn the runes and really understand them one by one, and just get your own connection with this rune, that's a lot of work. Maybe it's not just work, maybe they just talk to you, but you need you need some invitation, you need to be invited. The runes need to call you, and then you start to work with them one by one. Maybe you make a little offering, and don't make too bloody sacrifices, please. Don't start slaughtering animals and all that kind of things. I don't think that is really necessary or helpful. Just an offering from your heart. Maybe some wine, maybe some meat, maybe some beer, maybe some grains, maybe some food, just a little food of what you eat. Just a prayer from your heart will do. So what we do, we have now 33 runes. So forget the last one. That's our destiny. That's the rune of the spear of destiny. That's the very last rune of the 33 is the rune Gar or the rune Gungnir. It is the spear, you know. So so when we have 32, we have 4 times 8. And 3 is a very sacred number, but also 4 is a very sacred number, connected with the earth, connected with the 4 directions. So it's really kind of a dominion. Like there's 4 dwarfs carrying the skull of Ymir, Vestri, Nordri, Oostri, Sudri, the dwarfs that carry the heavens, the, these heavens you can see in a mosque or in an old Christian church. It's the skull of Ymir, carried by 4 of the most powerful dwarfs. Dwarfs are not particularly small. Okay. Fehu, Fehu, the first rune of the first 8. Some people like to divide, and I like that too. I like this idea that the first 8 runes are the runes of Freya. Freya, her rune is Fehu. Fehu, the rune of Freya, the rune of the fire, the rune of whispering too. And the word rune means to whisper. And there's a lot of power in whispering, is there not? There's a lot of power in wisdom, in whispering, is there not? Isn't wisdom whispered into our ears? Are secrets not being whispered? Is it not a very powerful way to talk with the gods, whispering? Fe, fi, fa, fo, fum. You see that sometimes in ancient rhymes, in ancient folk tales, and it's a way of, it's of course it's alliteration, which was really cherished by the old Germanic people in their rhymes, in their storytelling, alliteration. So, and there's power in there. Fe, fi, fa, fo, fum. It's like an enchantment. So it's connected with the fire Freya. There's a whisper there. Fe is also one of the first gods. We have like Odin, Fili, and Fe. Before there is Ginnungagap, then there is from the in Ginnungagap come the world of fire and ice. And then within the Ginnungagap, there is born Orgomir, or we call him Ymir, the first giant, and then the cow Authumla rises from the fire and the ice, from the steam, and she is the great feeder Authumla, and her feet are standing in the 4 corners of the universe. So there's fire there, and then of course then there's Buri, born from the ice. Authumla licks the ice, and then Buri is born, the first of the gods, and he gets a son Bor, but from the giant, then from his armpits and from his feet, other giants are born, good and wise giants from his armpits, and from his feet, the evil and the bad giants, you know. The giants that love to quarrel and make a lot of noise. And then there's this kind of ending. There's Trudkelmir there, and his daughter or his granddaughter, Bestla. Anyway, Bor gets a son, and his name, no, Buri gets a son, and his name is Bor. And Bor and Bestla, they get married, and they have 3 sons. I don't know if they get married, but they get together and get children. Three sons, Odin, Fili, and Faye. Faye. So Faye is also the holy place, the place of sacredness, and it might also be the first rune, Fehu, Faye, and it might be connected. You might like to connect it with the fairy, the fae of the fairies. I think that's not a bad thing to do. So just let it whisper to you, let it come to you. Fehu. I imagine Fehu on my forehead here, in my third eye. Third eye. Not written with a Turisas, but with a Fehu. Anyway, so this the first 8 rooms are the rooms of Freya. Then the second 8 rooms, the second art, they sometimes they call it art, 8, 8. Anyway, so the second 8 rooms are the rooms of Heimdall. Heimdall, Heimdall. What is Heimdall? Heimdall is the awakener of the gods. He is awakened. He is enlightened. You know, he can see. He can see in all directions. His horn, his Gjallar horn, is heard in the 9 worlds when he blows his Gjallar horn. And maybe you sometimes, when you're really quiet, you can hear this sound in your head. Some people have it really loud, but you can, when you go quiet and inside, you can hear this sound. And sometimes in India they will call it aum, the aum sound. And I think the Gjallar horn is very much connected with this sound. It's like Gjallar horn. I made the recording, I made the song one day, beautiful recording. It's nice, but I won't tell you the link now. Anyway, Heimdall is, it's also, his rune is the rune Hagal, and Hagal is the hailstones that will hit you in the face. It will wake you up, you know, like Heimdall does. It will wake you up. It will not wake you up in a nice way. It will wake you up in a hard way. That's the rune Hagal. But it's also the rune that really will shake you, wake you. So here, this is where the rune journey starts, you know. So first we connect the first runes of the 4 8s, the 4 8s that we, and then we connect the second 8. So this is step number 1. So we go to the third of these first 8, and that is Tivas. Tivas, Tier, TU. Tuesday, the day of Tew. In Scandinavia, they say Tiersdag, the day of Tier. In Holland, we say Dingsdag, the day of the Ding, the Ting, the coming together of people to speak justice and to have a market day. So that's the day, Tuesday, the day of Tyr, and Tyr, he is the judge as well. Of course, in the story, he offers one of his arms in the mouth of Fenrir, the wolf that will, is it the wolf that swallows the sun? I mix it up. Anyway, so we have Tyr, the bravest of the gods, on the last 8. So we start with Freya, then we have Hagal, Heimdall, and then we have Tyr. Tyr, the Tivas rune, is also the rune of the warrior, you know, the rune, for me it's the spiritual warrior. So maybe you have another idea about Tyr, but that's okay. Of course, it's F, and it's the A, the, yeah, you can also, this you can see as a T for writing. And that one, this is the runes of, some people call it the runes of Angeboda, the 9 Anglo-Saxon runes. And the runes of Angeboda, the 9 Anglo-Saxon runes, they start with this one, with Ayar. Ayar, you write it like ear, but it's Ayar. And AR has two meanings. It's the earth itself, the divine mother, the goddess, the earth itself, and it's also death. So for me, death is all also connected with rebirth, like the seasons of the year connected of the earth mother, of everything. Lots of things in nature die and they get sown again, and then there's a harvest there, and there's transformation in these teachings of the earth. So now we have, when we start this journey, you can place it somewhere. You might want to start, when I started this room journey, I started around my head, but I was laying on my back and I was also laying with my head towards the east. And for me, the room journey often starts in the east where the sun comes up. So I was laying on my back, so I started with my head. But you can also stand towards the east and feel it in front of you, and you welcome this room journey. You welcome it into your energy, into your heart. But it's more like it's more here then. Or you really start this room journey in your middle, in the Midgard. So that's where we start. And then you invite these energies. It's like surrounded by two goddesses, like Ear, the goddess of the earth, and Freya, the goddess, the female goddess. And she's the goddess of love, of sexuality, sensuality, but also the goddess of war. So she knows the borders, and they both are kind of connected with death, and rebirth. Anyway, and then we have in the middle, we have Hagal and Tyr. So there's a strong awakening in this journey. It's a strong awakening, and it challenges you to become a warrior, to connect with the warrior within yourself. So this is the first part of the journey. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, if you like it, to like this message here, and also how you say it, in English. Sign up, hype. Sign up for this podcast. Yeah. Okay. So this is not about myth and human today, but it's about the runes, and everything is connected anyway. Thanks for watching.